Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is your host, Comrade Fritz Misodi. Today we gonna talk about three major topics. Those topics still surround against the corrupt practices, the embezzlement, all the malpractices that has been going on in Ambazonia, orchestrated by the people, by the government of Cameroon. We're going to start with the issue of land grabbing. We have seen along the years how different lands, the SDOs, the DOs, the mayors, the government officials, going right up to the governors, have been grabbing lands in Ambazonia. Today, we're going to talk about that. But before I continue, please make sure you share, so that let's have some populate, okay?
I call this an ambush.
Yes.
They ambushed us. I am here sitting as chief of the Kolo, the owner of that place, who gave the place to the council. I am not aware that the Minister of Arts and Culture is coming here to serve a non-native of Biya, a non-native of Ako, a non-native to do a thing like that. We have a procedure in the council. There's a tenders board in the council. There is a tenders board in the council. If the government, who are preaching decentralization, want to do something in the area, they should push that to the council to advertise so that people can tender, but not for a single individual to go on the ground and they keep it amongst themselves, and then only to come out with letters from Yaoundé to the governor, confidential, that the minister is coming to Limbe to sign a memorandum of understanding with a businessman and to lay a foundation stone of what was in the area. The Bimbia people are not aware. The chief of the place who I am not aware. The chiefs of Bimbia, we are not aware. The Fako people who own that place, we are not aware. Southwest, we are not aware. What is that? Can this happen in other areas? No. We know things like this, if they happen in other areas, bloodshed would have happened. Yes. But by the special grace of God, Christianity started at that very place called Bimbia. So we are peace-loving people, and Fako are peace.
As you can hear, that's the chief of Bimbia, one of the villages that surrounds Victoria Limbe. The government of La Republic, they go there. They don't ask any traditional ruler. They don't ask anybody. They go there and sell the land. They will go there and sign contract with different companies, sign contract with different organizations without consultation of the local community. And we know that the law that they passed, during their the years, has given more powers to the chiefs and fonds. So to say, they said they have given powers to the fonds and chiefs to make decisions when it comes to land decisions, how to sell lands, how to allocate lands to the local community. But that is not respected even. The way they do land grabbing now in La Republic by the La Republic officials, they don't even tell the local community. They just come, sell the land, that they deal, and they use the ministers. They'll go and fake minister signatures, say it's coming from Yaoundé, it's coming from the presidency, it's coming from this minister, it's coming from this, which is all fake. Because you cannot go and sell some people's land, which is a community land. First of all, it's not individual land, it's community land. It's the land that the people hold dear, and they know that before that land is being sold, there are certain procedure. You can't just come from Yaoundé because you are the SDO or you are the mayor or you are whoever you call yourself. All these unelected officials that people don't even know them in their various areas, they go and sell land. That's what we call land grabbing. They go, they do all this fake paperwork in Yaoundé, come and say it's coming from that is why you see the chief of Bimbia. This is the chief of Bimbia saying they will not respect that thing. And this is how all chiefs should stand up against all this fake land grabbing that they coming from minister of this, minister of that. You hear the other day, one guy from Southern Cameroon who bought a land, built a house, did everything. The land, to the best of his knowledge, thinking that land and the house is his house, is going there. Not just in Douala. He went there and some family came and said that land belonged to them. They went and took paperwork. They went and took some document from Yaoundé that land is their land. Imagine how these guys have spent money. That's why when we tell you people that you will never trust to build a house or buy a house in Yaoundé or Douala at this point in time, because you never know, you are at the mercy of those people there. The chiefs, the fund in Douala, they seize lands, they do duplication of sale, they double sell lands. They will sell from this person, sell to the other person, sell to the other person. That's how they do. So if you go and buy a land in Douala, you go and buy a house in Yaoundé, all those areas, be very careful, because the chiefs are complicity. They do in complicity of buying and sell of lands, buy and sell of fake houses. Even now, the ministers are involved because you saw what happened to that guy. The owners of that land, even though they sold it to that guy, after 2 years, 3 years, they came back and said that land don't belong to that guy. That guy illegally bought the land. That's how the guy lost his house. He was watching as if he say, and when you do that, and when we say don't build houses in those areas, people don't understand. It's better you buy a house and build a house in Ambazonia, because you know that whatever happens, you can resolve it, whether how it happens. But when you go and do something in that land where you don't have coverage, you don't have backing, any letter can come from anywhere, fake or not fake, it can come from anywhere. And when they come and present you with a document that is coming from the minister, that is coming from the presidency, that is coming from the prime minister office, what will you say? You will lose the land or you will lose the house. So don't put your investment in bad regions. You know what I'm talking about. Don't invest something that you know will not last, because the times are coming very, we can feel how things are happening. We have seen land grabbing, house grabbing, not only in Ambazonia, in La Republic of Cameroon, where most of our people who spend their hard-earned money, borrowed money, take loans, they want to go and bail. We told them during the time of this crisis, don't build in Yaoundé and Douala. Don't build in those regions, because those people are very tricky. You will never see us doing land grabbing to French Cameroonians. We will never do that, because we respect what they are doing. We respect their investment in our regions, right? But when you do it illegally, that is the problem. When you go and buy a land that somebody owns, and you knowingly that is owned by another person, you don't do a proper investigation. When you want to buy land, you have neighbors. Investigate, find out from those neighbors. Do your due research before you put down that money. Don't go and buy a land, then later you start crying. Because in Douala, we have seen many cases of people crying today, especially Southern Cameroonian and Ambazonian, who went and invested all their hard-earned money in Douala and Yaoundé. Today, they are nowhere to be found. Okay. Now, this issue that we were talking about, the rights of the fonds and chiefs, we discussed this during the time of this crisis. Back in the days, there was a house of chiefs, and the house of chief was not between the northwest or southwest or northern zone or the northwest fund, southwest chiefs. It wasn't like that. It was the house of chiefs. There were no two houses. That house of chief was the body working with the parliamentarians. That's how the chiefs had powers back then. But today, when we told them that what they are trying to do today is not what was there, they are trying to create something to frame, make it look like, but it's not like. We told the chiefs, we told the funds that don't fall for this malpractice of these people. They are trying to fool you people to think that they have you in heart. They don't have you in heart. Look at how a chief is complaining of land grabbing. They are still complaining. But that is what is going on and on and on. We told them the house of chief is on paper. It has no function. The real house of chief back then, the headquarters was in Biya. All the chiefs and funds were members of the house of chiefs. They made decisions, they passed bills, they passed laws, and they were involved in the political activity of their communities. But today, half of the chiefs of Southern Cameroon and Yaoundé or Douala, they don't know what is going on in their communities. They are being used to go and be wearing a CPJ uniform, go and be watching Pobia film for Pobia. They are only being used and dumped, used and dumped. Why? Because they are being paid a salary. How much is a salary? They have made them to be eating crumbs from the table of Yaoundé. And that comes at the detriment of their own people. Because when you are a chief or a fund, you are the custodian of your people. You are not the custodian of the government. You don't owe the government as a chief of fund. You are the people's custodian. You are there because the people want you to be there. But today, a fund will be in Yaoundé and be passing law in Batibo. A chief will be in Yaoundé and be passing information to the people in Biya. A fund will be in Douala and be ruling from Douala. His palace is in Douala, and he's talking to his people in Bello. I don't understand what kind of fundoms that we have created. You have taken the traditional rights and be going around. That's not the palace that we know. The palace that we know that you respect before you enter the palace. How respectful was the palace back then? Today, you carry the palace of the people and be going all over the place that is a palace. It's very shameful. Listen to what this president of the House of Chief is saying. The so-called House of Chief. I don't know where they are housing their own. But listen to him crying of what is going on.
Of office. 1. As provided by the law cited, as provided by the above cited law in its section 352, the Executive Council is supposed to be the executive organ of our region. This provision of the special status is neglected, and only the president is the executive as in other regions. Section 30506. 2. Our house is one of 2 houses of the assembly, and as provided by the law, section 345, we are supposed to receive regional deliberations and give our opinion. Unfortunately, we have never received a regional deliberation and thus have never had the opportunity to give any opinion for the adoption of deliberations. 3. In this session, we will vote and adopt a budget for the assembly. I regret to inform you that I was not associated with the preparation process and not also associated with its execution. Some of us have been invited for an end-of-year cultural jamboree organized by the assembly. The organization of this jamboree is an indication of how far traditional rulers are neglected. I see dignitaries being decorated with traditional attributes by our subjects. What a slap to our face. As Vice President of the Executive Council and President of the House of Chiefs, I am not able to know who prepares the food we eat during sessions, where it is prepared, and the conditions under which it is prepared. Food preparation, storage, and preservation is sacred.
I mean, it's just laughable because these are chiefs, these are fawns who were promised high places. They were promised that they will be lawmakers. They will become people who can make decisions. They will become people who can be like the former House of Chiefs when we had our own government back then. But today, they are still looking for what they can do as members of the House of Chiefs that they created. And they have been divided, because had it been they had the House of Chiefs like we had before, where they weren't just the Northwest House of Chief, the Southwest House of Chief, as they have done it. The House of Chief was one House of Chief. It wasn't not one in Mamenda, one in Biya. They had one decision. That's why they don't want to do it like that, because when they come together, so they are still using the old tactics of divide and rule, where they'll divide these people and roll this way and roll this way. So what they are telling the people in the northern zone, or what they call Northwest House of Chief, it's not what they are telling the chiefs in southern zone or Southwest, as they call it. Right? There are two different messages, because what they are trying to explain to them there is not what they'll be telling them there. Then when they maybe appoint somebody there, then they'll not appoint somebody here. That's how they use the divide and rule on the people of southern Cameroon, especially the Fons and chiefs, who are the custodian of the people. They know more, just like the mayors today, or the senators, or the parliamentarians. They are not elected by the people. They are appointed by the government. So, like a normal democratic society, those people are elected officials that have to be representatives of the people. They are representatives of the government. You see, so they have lost their touch. They don't even know their full function anymore. When they want to speak, they cannot speak, because they are speaking on the behalf of the government. They are not speaking on the behalf of their people anymore. So I don't know who they represent, or they claim to represent, because if they represent the people, they will talk on the behalf of the people. It's now that we are seeing now how the Fons are speaking, right? But before, it wasn't like that. Now, look at the way the bishops are trying to speak out now, right? For many years, we have seen that civil rights activists, political change makers, have been activists who are religious people. But today, because of too much of politics, the religious people, the men of God, or the clergymen, whatever name you want to call them, they have become so political that they forget to know that they represent the people. The chiefs, the bishops, just like any other people who represent the people, have their own constituencies. They have their own jurisdiction. They have their churches. They have their, they represent a whole bunch of people, from Catholics to Presbyterians to the Muslim clergies, and all these people have their own people that they control, right? But the government has looked for means to corrupt these people. They have been corrupted. They no longer talk for the people. They speak for themselves. Majority of these people, of these men of God, as they call them, don't even know what the people need. Some of them will go and be praying for people. I saw the other day one man of God is praying for the governor of Northern Zone. I'm like, blessing somebody who is the architect of killing, the architect of the machination of evil. You are blessing that person. And I tend to wonder, what is the essence of blessing? When you know that this person, you need to pray for him to change his ways. You are praying for him to have more blessing, even though he's a bad person. The church is not more. The bishop, the pastors need to understand that they represent the people. They don't represent the government. Let's listen what happened in the recent bishop that they had to speak up. Some bishop of Cameroon, not all. Listen to this short excerpt by Mimi Mefo.
The political and religious scene in Cameroon is heating up at the moment as Catholic bishops gather in Biya, southwest region of the country. Some are courageously calling for President Biya to step down after ruling the country for 42 years. But not everyone is happy about what the bishops are saying. Gregoire Ona, a senior official of the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement Party, who is also the Minister of Labour and Social Security in Cameroon, has posted on his Facebook page, and that post has actually created a firestorm on social media. Ona claims that, let me quote him, some bishops are expressing themselves vehemently against President Biya's policies, but let's not be shocked. This is democracy at work, a freedom granted thanks to President Paul Biya. Is that statement familiar? Remember, that same statement was made during the Geneva Convention that took place in Switzerland a couple of weeks ago, that people are expressing freedom of expression thanks to President Paul Biya. The question is that really the case? Did he just say that democratic freedoms being used to criticize Biya are gifts from President Biya himself? Let's fact check a little bit. Democratic freedoms in Cameroon were achieved largely through pressure from opposition parties and civil society actors in the 1990s. The CPDM didn't even grant them. It conceded them under duress. Let's not rewrite history, Mr. Ona, the Minister of Labour. If we need to give credit for some of the democratic freedoms that we enjoy today in Cameroon, we need to go back to the 1990s and look at the positive actors. Biya was certainly not one of those actors who promoted democratic principles in Cameroon. Ona then also acknowledged government shortcomings, accepted that the government is also committing mistakes, including corruption and human rights violations. But he said that it's to Biya's honor that he admitted these issues. Okay, while we don't actually recall President Biya acknowledging any failure so far, we've listened to so many of his speeches. He's never acknowledged that he has made any mistake throughout his presidency. Let us, for the sake of argument, say he did. But admitting problems after 4 decades in power doesn't really fix them, does it? If Biya truly acknowledges working towards fixing them 30 years ago, Cameroon probably would be in a much better state today, don't you think? And as for the bishops, Ona accuses them of making apologies for the devil. Harsh words. But are they really out of line when a bishop like Bishop Emmanuel Abo denounces Molinex? You know what Molinex is? It's a French word for blender. The government crushing dissent. He is describing the lived reality of millions of so many Cameroonians. That's not devil worship. It's moral accountability. Ona urges Cameroonians to debate peacefully, quoting Biya's debate, don't fight slogan. But here's the irony. Peaceful debate means listening to bishops' critics, not dismissing them as anger-driven or ungrateful. If the government truly supports peace, why hasn't it addressed the rising poverty, insecurity, and human rights abuses that they have pointed out? If Biya supports peace, why has many parts of Cameroon degenerated into conflict under his own?
You see, that's the work, how the dictatorship works. When you have people who want change, who want to bring reform, who want to make sure that things go well for a country, there are people who want to stay in power. They do everything to distort that representation. That's what is happening. You see, from that report, you can tell that the bishop tried their best. They are trying to speak out, and they don't want Biya to run again. How can you run for 42 years? You still want to run again? You are the oldest president in Africa. Oldest president. You can't keep running a country. All of you are in your 80s and 90s. The 90 years and 92, 93. Some are 89. Those are the ages of the people of members of government. The corrupt policies, all these are things that are going on, and people still support them. there are things that are happening now that people will understand why some of these members of government prefer to stay there and keep corrupting the system. But when you look at the war going on today in southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, you can tell that there's a lot of politics going on behind the scene. Okay, for those people who know what is going on behind the scene, we saw Dr. Massanga. Dr. Massanga is someone who has been very, very, very pushful when it comes to this prosecution of the war in Ambazonia. He has been the one going forward, trying to push for the case for the people of southern Cameroon. But today, a lot of things are happening. Okay, if the people of southern Cameroon don't own up and stand for themselves, people like this, like Dr. Massanga, will do their best, will do what they can, but they cannot do more if the people themselves of southern Cameroon don't stand up as one and say, hey, this is what we want. We see people trying to stay in their groups, stay in under their leaders, trying to claim that that they will succeed only through that leader. And they know fully well that for the past 7 to 8 years that this crisis have been, the division that we had has not helped the struggle. But some of us think that we will stay like that and succeed. We have been preaching, let's come together, let's collaborate, let's unite, let's do things so that we can forge this thing to a successful end. But some people think that is because of their ego, pride, they cannot talk to this person. They cannot talk to this person. Even in America, you have seen how politics become intense between Republican and Democrats. After the elections, America, you will never know that there was election even. They are so united that you never know that there was an election. After the election, the Republicans and Democrats become normal. Democrats will not hate Republican. Republican will not hate Democrat or independents. They go about their business. They wait for the next 4 years, go in for election again. That's how a country is. Democracy is not politics, democracy or whatever. Is not to destroy each other. As some of us Ambazonians have taken it to think that if this person is this person, I will not this. Even though this is about 8 million Ambazonians. And if we don't stand up and make it understand that this is not helping us, we have to do this to succeed. We have tried all these things. People are still dragging us behind. It will not work if we keep this mentality. That same mindset. If it's not my leader, if it's not who I like, if it's not this, I will not do this. If it's not who this is, let's understand the bigger picture. If people like Dr. Massanga are coming today to support our cause, they have seen some virility, they have seen some honesty in the cause. They have seen that we have a genuine cause. And if we think that we wait for countries to come and be supporting us, countries will not come and support us. Individuals like this come with countries. That support, instead of us going to support somebody like Dr. Massanga, help in the legal battle that he's trying to make with the Biya against Biya, we are there trying to say he is not the first that went ahead and filed for the case, or this person filed before. How is that important? Instead of you joining forces to see that that case go to a very successful conclusion, you guys are there instead spending time to criticize who went first, who went second, who went third. How is the classification even important at this point in time? Isn't it important that the case has been heard, or the ICC has received the case and now they are trying to pursue, go into detail to do their investigation? We are looking at the success of those stories than looking at where, we have to come out from that mindset of, if it's not this man that did it, I will not respect it. We are also looking at now someone like Ayabacho that has been incarcerated illegally. Even if Ayabacho committed a crime, we should not jubilate the success of the enemy. You cannot be happy that Ayabacho is there when there are people who have committed way worse crimes on our people who are freely outside there. If you say Ayabacho committed a crime, but justice must come with clean hand, you cannot be happy that they have arrested Ayabacho and you see people like Seseko behind bars, the Naira 10. What crime did Seseko and the others commit? What crime? If you want to say, okay, Ayabacho has been arrested for committing crime, okay, what crime did Seseko and the rest commit? They are arresting our people instead of fighting for justice. People are there happy. And you know that is wrong because they are trying to subdue our struggle. It's not helping us. The arrest of any individual is not helping us. They are looking for avenues to arrest our leaders. We are there happy. We have our own jurisdiction. Ambazonians have their own jurisdiction to try their own people. We will not allow another person to try our people for crime that concern us. We do not ask for Norway to come and help us to arrest Ayabacho. If after the crisis or the war, we are going to know all those people who commit crimes, we are going to try them. We're a country of law. That's why we say, no matter how long, no matter what you do in this struggle, know that judgment day will come. But we are still struggling to get what we are fighting for. Norway cannot come now and arrest our leader. It's not helping us. Why did Switzerland not come and arrest our leaders? Switzerland came in to negotiate. Why did Canada not come and arrest our leaders? Canada came in to negotiate, to mediate for peace. The ICC will only do their investigation when there is negotiation, there is all those things, so that we'll have peace and justice. But you cannot come and arrest our leaders. Even Seseko, the Naira 10, the United Nations said they should release them. Has the government of Cameroon respected that? No. So don't come and tell us that there's justice. There's not justice in arresting Ayabacho. Justice must come with clean hands. You cannot arrest Ayabacho, then Biya is there. We have filed this case on at the ICC. Why has they not released? Why have they not arrested Paul Biya? If Norway want justice. So you see, it's a bias. It's a bias thing. It has nothing to do with justice. We would know what to do with Ayabacho. Is our leader. We are the Ambazonians who hold Ayabacho responsible, or any other leader for any other crime that they commit. We know how to handle them when the time comes. But Norway, the role of Norway was to play the same role that Switzerland played. Norway, if Norway want peace or want justice for the ongoing crisis in Cameroon and Ambazonia, they should come as mediators. They should not come as a judge. Mediators don't act like judges. You come to settle the dispute between two warring factions. No, Canada play a very, very vital role. Why did La Republique leave the Canada negotiation? Why did La Republique leave the Switzerland negotiation? These are the questions a country like Norway, before coming to arrest a leader, should ask. Now, we heard that they have extended Ayabacho's detention, which is not fair. Why you come, instead of helping to resolve the crisis, you come and arrest one of the leaders? It's not fair. Nobody will accept that thing. I don't care what crime did Ayabacho commit. I don't care. Because the military of La Republique du Cameroon and the government of that country are still committing crimes in our land as we speak. They're still killing our people. You cannot come and arrest one person. Then what are the government officials in Cameroon doing? Why don't arrest them? If you want justice. It's so terrible sometimes, but we'll see the end of that. Yes. Take a listen to Mimi, who also talk about somebody won re-election. You are going in. It's not, I don't understand.
Ignoring the plight of the oppressed. Faith and politics are increasingly intertwined in Cameroon. A Jesuit priest, Father Ludovic Lado, is calling for...
Yes, I think I picked up something from there. Is it not time for the political class to sit down?
Violence in the northwest and southwest region has been going on for 7 years. Could it be that those who wage the war are getting scandalously rich and do not want the war drawn to an end? Yet it is clear that as with any conflict, Northwest will answer and call for an extraordinary sessions that is stricto sensu to examine the Anglophone crisis and how it can be brought to an end, so as to prevent further killings, so as to prevent further sufferings, and all what you have, the kidnappings and all the odd things you find in these two restive areas. But then, what is it as usual? Business always continues as usual. They will sit there, blow their grammar, articles will come from the presidency, they will just validate like good morning, and at the end of it, they sign their sitting allowances and they go home. So why not look at it? What the bishop said is still in line. There are many senators and many parliamentarians whose micro grant has not gotten to the grassroots as per se. Nobody checks it. Yes.
They'll go to Yaoundé, gather a few family members, and give some few bags of rice. Call the media, they come and sing their songs. They say this MP for this place will comment with the IDPs. Is that why you were sent to go and do your micro grants projects? No. And some of them, the senators themselves, now they are just getting their money quietly. They will tell you that when you know, I cannot go back to my constituency, security challenges and all the like. And the monies they have, no one checks on what they do with the micro grant. It is signed every year. The senators and the parliamentarians. It means that somewhere, somehow, they are even happy that we should not even discuss this thing in the session. Because if we even discuss it, now things come back to normalcy. The 48 million or like that they are giving us, and the 100 million for micro grants, will be forced to go and start giving it. It's the same, like as I said. There are many mayors that are very happy with this situation. It's like those who are operating offices upstation in Bamenda.
Yeah, those who the bishop said, could it be that they are scandalously rich? That's why
I say they are. They should listen to me. They are scandalously rich. How do you tell me Congo, Abedimo, Congo, Etindi, and some other councils in Jad have the offices but in Kumba? How do you explain that? And Senior Barrister will tell you that it's first of all unlawful. That you are running a constituency out of another constituency. How do you validate those projects when you are not even going there? And this is how people squander budget and all the like, and at the same time, they stay very aloof because they have the benefit. They don't have a benefit.
Yeah, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be ending the show here. Please make sure you share wherever you're watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, you subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, you hit the follow button. Follow. Those watching on other social media, make sure you do the same. Okay. We'll be talking next about diasporans and the role that diasporans have been playing in the next episode. So stay put. We'll see you people in the next episode, and let's keep it going. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.